The four Beardsmen of the Bookpocalypse.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, beardmen, and beardettes.
And
Yeah.
beardless.
All bearded ones, even the ones who are just bearded in spirit. We gather
sure
today.
where you were going.
I
We
didn't
see
either.
you, Andrew Beards, whether they're visible or not.
Yes, and the thing is those of us with real beards can see through the fake beard stuff. Like if you aren't really bearded, it's spirit. Tom told me all the rules that I need to know to if you're a poker or not. I'm so happy to be here with my brothers.
Me too.
It's funny because I'm the most unprepared person that they could have possibly ever done a podcast with. And I mean this not just to be funny. I mean, it is funny, but it hits me right in the heart. I'm being self-critical because I need to do better. But my wife would agree with that too. But I want to get into how my brothers are doing real quick because we don't talk as often as we're all busy. We're all dads. We have beard care. There's things taking our time. So we'll start with David and we'll go to Tom and then to DB. How you guys been this week? Are you glad it's the end of the week? And whatever you want to say.
Hello,
David.
I'm David, and I'm glad that it's the end of the week. But due to the nature of my job, which is a bit of tourism, I guess, on Lake Hartwell, the end of the week is the beginning of the week for me, which means we're wide open as far as business goes. Because I rent kayaks and deliver them around the lake, so we're balls to the wall. I'm in the eye of the storm right now, but I'm digging it.
People are out there getting sun poisoned and all sorts of stuff and eating
I
peaches.
love
in
hot
Georgia.
weather. I'm a lizard at heart. I'm a bearded lizard, is what I am.
So
changing my tag.
If you could live in, do you live in the spot where you would if you could pick anywhere that you live? I guess what I'm saying is, do you prefer like super hot to super cold? Which would you choose?
Yes. Yeah, super hot. Not dry, not super dry. I like it's humid down here. It feels like there's a wet blanket on you. When you walk outside, it's like somebody just threw a soaking wet blanket right out of the hot washing machine onto your face.
And you like that, bro. When I lived in Florida, it was like I'm inhaling, like I'm standing next to a humidifier and breathing it in.
It's suffocating if you're not used. If you come out of some AC, if you've been in there for 5 or 10 hours or so, you walk outside, it's hard.
I knew it was hot in Florida when I went in the gas station to buy a Snickers. By the time I had gotten to my car, my pants were ruined.
Dude, the Snickers completely melting to liquid, to straight.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Don't
buy chocolate in the summertime.
My pocket was just like peanuts. I got peanuts. That's all. But either way, man, that's awesome. I'm glad that things are busy at the job. Yeah. That's great, man. I'm glad to hear that. So I haven't been kayaking. We have really good kayaking rivers. It's called Paint Creek. Well, creeks and rivers around here. And it's something I think a lot of us who have done yearn to do more than we can, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Me too.
Yeah.
I just drive kayaks all over.
When did you start kayaking?
Some years ago, my wife and I, she knew a person who owns, or she's related to a person who owns a stretch of river where folks would kayak, and basically we would drive. And so she got a job there for the summertime. And so then she got me a job. And so we worked down there. This was in the early 2000s, and we would drive the bus. We would transport people upstream, and then they kayak 5 miles down, and we collect their kayaks and, clean them or empty them or drain them and so on and so on. And then we did that for a couple of summers, which again, with the heat down here, it's not for everybody.
No.
The key is to just drink nonstop. You can't stop drinking water.
Bud Light or Budweiser, which one?
You know what? It was water. To be honest, man, when I first got there, we were drinking Coke and Pepsi and Mountain Dew. And then at 3:00, when the driving is largely done, then we'd switch to beer. That is not sustainable.
No.
In the heat.
I'm glad you are drinking Coke rather than
Yeah.
well.
Well,
Yeah,
look,
okay.
I can't speak for everybody who worked down there. There's no
Right.
dress code. Shirts and shoes not required. You do what you want to do. But
Now balls have to be put away, right? There ain't no nakedness going on. Like we can't just like rent a kayak to some like ball.
thing, man, we're close to Athens, Georgia, which is where UGA is, which is one of the highest partying cities in the country.
Bulldogs.
Yeah. And folks would come down and get on the river and they just drink the whole time, drink the whole way down. And if you're under straight sunlight the whole time, it has some kind of intensifying effect.
Oh,
We've had folks get off the river. I don't know if they were just shit faced or what, but like drop trousers and pee right there in the sand, like surrounded on all sides by people. And this is before cell phones just come popping out like,
check this out.
Yeah. Plus, there's no service down there anyway. But
what it is when you drink and you're in the heat, man. If you're super dehydrated, that alcohol is not as diluted in your body, dude. And the more it kicks your ass.
Yeah, and folks who come down with liquor, which I do not recommend at all.
No, I don't drink liquor on the finest of days just because I've thrown it all up and now it's just not possible for me. Good, man. I love it. And I've also wondered, and I don't know why I've never asked you, like, how did you got your foot into that kind of business? And that makes sense now.
Yeah, that's how when she, Natalie, who we worked with for a while, had some contacts as far as distribution places for kayaks and for gear and for stuff like that. And so then we just made a business and put it on Google, and the phone started ringing. And so eventually, then I quit my day job. Thank goodness.
And that, my friends and others, is what they would call the American dream. That's it, right there. Yeah, he's living it. So. He did it.
I took a significant pay cut having our own business, but that's better than that. Plus sanity is better than busting my balls for the man 50, 60 hours a week, having nothing left, when I walk in the door.
Amen. And cheers to that, dude. Hell yeah. Tom, man, what's going on, brother? The beard's looking fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you very much. What isn't going on this week? It's been busy. I'm tackling this bear moth. Look at this.
That's a good one. I heard about that.
The size of that. It's ridiculous. What the hell is wrong with you, David?
Hold him aloft.
Yo.
There we go.
Our books combined.
I feel like we're some sort of V&V Power Rangers. Violence! Vigilant! Oh, yeah, shredding a guitar in the background.
Also, it's like there's one of those insights to books when somebody says "Don't feed the birds." It hits hard because once you know what that means, like there's other books and inside stuff, but this hits hard.
That definitely needs a t-shirt. Definitely,
yeah, it does. I know, and I've worked on a design for it before, but I'm just don't know how to sell things, so I don't. Then I stop.
We'll all be wearing said t-shirt next time.
Say less, bro. Make a note. Make a fucking shirt already.
Also been reading this one. I'm doing a lot of reading. Fall of the Giants by Greg Contaxis. This one's out for like a week. Yeah, if you like the first one, this one's really good. But this one now has dragons in it. I'm one of these people, you probably noticed, anything is a bookmark. That's my grocery receipt. Yeah.
I've used receipts, prescription paper, yes, business cards, stuff like that.
Business card for the. By the way, before I forget to say this completely, what I've been reading lately is the SPF BOX entry from our own bearded brother, that being Callous and Crow by DB Rook. So far, so good. We've gotten to. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't know what spoilers from what is not. There's still some questions in the air about somebody's father. I don't know exactly what happened to him.
All hail that Matt is a fifth beardsman for a second.
Heyo. He's also a Matt, second Matt, and a fifth beardsman.
Oh yeah,
welcome.
Yes, sir.
What else have I been doing? Yeah, started a brand new group of indie authors called the Secret Scribes. Caden just mentioned it in the comments there. Literally just broke a few hours ago. So yeah, it's not so secret now, but it's still kind of secret, I guess.
I don't see the
check it out.
I'm trying to find it. Oh, is this it?
Yeah, it has been announced.
It has. The cat is out of the bag.
So,
Nice.
what is it? What is it? Go into kind of what that is. I
Yeah,
want
now
to
you
need to
now
know.
you're on the spot.
It was the brainchild of Dave Lawson, cool guy, and very inspired by the break-ins. So people like Adrian Gibson, Caden is in there as well. Really just a collective of indie authors. We all support each other. We share bits from our works in progress, promo, and ultimately we're going to be signal boosting each other's books and bringing you some really, really good sci-fi fantasy.
Taking what we all know is so good in this community and just like throwing it up on a stage. I like that, man.
Yeah.
But I do realize I've now spread myself between Fanfi Addict, the Secret Scribes, the 4 Beardsmen of the Bookpocalypse, and all my own author stuff. So yeah, I'm a fool.
Hey,
Well,
Very happy one.
lots of people enjoy your company. There's 3 of them right here, man.
And your voice.
Yeah, the voice, the beard, the attitude. You've got it, brother. You're a pleasant guy. So, Daryl, DB.
Week from hell. I think, like everybody else, I'm going away in a tent on Monday, and it's raining, and I've had a lot of work to do this week so that I can go away for a week in a tent.
Awesome.
So could be really good, could be very wet and miserable. We shall see.
Vacation?
Yeah, 3 days in a tent with my family and 2 other families. So the kids are going to be entertained, and hopefully we're going to be entertained if it's dry and warm. But we will see.
What kind of
If
area?
you find Sasquatch.
They got
that
something
would be a
different in the
bonus.
UK.
We may have a Sasquatch, yeah. In terms of books, I'm getting very close to the end of this fabulous number, which I believe I mentioned last podcast. Renier by Carl Forshaw. It's just incredible. It's got everything. It's got everything you want. It's got kind of classic fantasy. It's kind of post-apocalyptic. It's kind of noir. It's got living, wonderful characters who you adore and hate, and everything in between. It's just incredible.
About a girl that does like scribing, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of, the premise is quite academic, but the book goes everywhere. So it's set in a kind of scribing sort of university type setup, and it's got all that, but it's got loads more. It's wonderful. Really,
if you've ever talked to Carl, man, that's not surprising because he's a super intelligent dude, super
He's
well
a good
mannered.
guy,
yeah.
So Carl lives in Sheffield, where I live, and that's how I got my hands on the book. So I went to meet Carl, top guy, top book, big fan.
That's amazing. Love that. That's incredible. And I have to say, Sheffield must be a popular place because I've interviewed or talked to a lot of people from Sheffield.
Really?
I have. Yeah. Every time that
I'm on a bit of a mission to find more, so you'll have to send them my way.
Yes, I will. I have to go back and look at some messages and some interviews because I promise you, I've been like, because anytime somebody tells me Sheffield, I'm like, dude, that's where my guy lives. And they're like, where at? And I'm like, look, I'm not in the UK, and I'm like terrible with geography, but I know the name, right?
Yeah,
Sheffield is an awesome place. Very cool city.
Pretty good.
Matt,
pretty good.
it's in if you were wondering, it's in South Yorkshire, which is certainly not how to pronounce that. South Yorkshire.
Is it Yorkshire?
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
Now, see, I used to live on Derbyshire Drive. How would you say that? Derbyshire.
Derbyshire.
Love culture. I love it.
When you cross the border into Sheffield, everyone starts calling you Duck. You're right, Duck.
What does that mean?
You're right, Duck.
Love.
You're right. Love. Yeah.
Flower.
All right, Duck.
Pet.
You're right, Duck.
I dig that.
All right. I'm going to have to write that down for when I go visit Daryl.
And if it's not confusing to the Americans enough, you go about 20 minutes up the road to Nottingham. Down the road, up the road.
Down.
They call you Chick. You're right, Chick.
Chick.
It makes no sense.
Even if you're not a chick.
Even if you have a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even if you
chick
got a
is
beard.
not a gender thing
No.
in that
Gotcha.
situation.
It was
That-
for us. I don't think it still is. I feel like it fell out of. I feel like that as a term for like girls. I feel like that kind of falls out of.
It did.
Out of popularity at some point for over here in the States.
Yeah, it did.
Now it
yeah.
seems like it's become degrading or something. People think it's degrading to say chick,
Maybe.
which I guess kind of does sound that way. But yeah, I
Maybe
love
chick.
this.
Nottingham.
What is
Yeah.
it?
Tell that to the people of Nottingham.
I won't, because I will be a foreigner there, and they'll be like, "Listen here, you bearded son of a."
Then now you call him a bird. Be like, "How you doing, bird?" I don't know.
I get it. That took a second. We're good, man. Well, we're all alive, and I think we're all thankful for it. We're all smiling, and I think that is a beautiful thing for at the end of a hard week, right?
We also haven't made aware to all of the people watching that Matt and I have coordinated our outfits today.
Not even like we're just on
Yeah.
the same wavelength.
Pew, 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 pew.
My wife made me this shirt like 20 minutes ago. I'm not joking.
Nice.
I walked in from the doctor's, and she's like, "Here, I want to take a picture of this." She sells shirts. So, by the way, my wife can make any shirt that you want, and we'll send it right to you. We got this thing, by the way. Called,
birds.
yeah,
Feed the bird. That's it, man.
absolutely.
Another note onto that.
My beard called Tom's beard, and they just didn't tell us. Well, good, man. So
How's your week, Matt?
Yeah,
oh,
man.
thank you. Thank you for asking. I didn't even think about it. It was not hell, I guess, but it was somewhat difficult just because well, all weeks are difficult with 4 children. I think lately it's been because when we take the kids in the morning, we stop at 2. It was 3 different babysitters. Now it's just 2 because it's the summer. So we do that. Come home. My wife, she does her graphic thing. I do my thing. And then we go and pick up from 2 different places. And life's just kind of moving super fast right now.
Yeah.
So really not that much different this week than the last few week or a normal week for me. But still nonetheless stressful, right? But I'm glad to be alive, and I'm very thankful for the family, wife, and kids. And they're keeping me on my toes. So when I'm on my toes, by the way, I'm like 6'7", so I scare people. I try not to, do that too often.
Good idea.
So the guys and I were speaking right before we come on about some really fun topics to talk about, and David they all wanted me to kind of talk about it, and Daryl too. So I had posted something on X about an idea I had. I am a recovering addict. I've been clean now for what's the date? What's just 2024, going on 9.5 years, I think. So I would like to talk about that experience, and me and Daryl have some really cool things lined up. Daryl does great work. He's in that sort of line. If you want to say what you do, Daryl.
Day job wise, I run a charity for homelessness and drug and alcohol addiction, and have done I've worked in that field for 15 years. So I've seen a lot of stories, and we're going to explore yours.
He was the very first person I thought of when I considered it. And so those of you guys that were interested or watching right now, just look for that kind of content to be coming. I'm going to start another channel, but it's going to also be a part of this channel somewhat. I'll dive more focused on the other channel, which, by the way, is going to be called the Dopeless Hope Addict. I've always kind of liked that play on words. And yeah, that's going to be the name of the channel. And yeah, kind of looking forward to hopefully helping myself, because it really helps me more than anything to talk about it. And I hope some people find that it's not just about addiction, because it's all mental health as well. We go through very similar issues, whether it's through addiction or drinking, drugs, sex, whatever it is. If we use something to get through in an unhealthy way, or it's the byproduct of bad feelings, I think that you'll get some usefulness from it.
I think that sounds like a good idea, and I feel like you guys have good authority.
I think I'm very much looking forward to it. It's gonna be it's very exciting.
I think there's a huge respect to you as well to be so open and to devote a channel towards it as well. There's hopefully you're going to help a lot of people who've gone through something similar, whether it's the same battle with addiction or something else. We don't talk about mental health enough, especially when it's guys. That needs to change.
Definitely.
So there's the play on my personal story in the title with Dopeless, right? And then it's going to be mostly a channel about hope, though. Hope Addict, right? So that encompasses way more than just addiction. And I think you're right. That's something that I want to make sure that people can come to. And I hope it turns into something where I'll be live, something like this, and people can talk about their experiences, or if they're having a hard day, or if they're thinking of using, or whatever it is, just whatever it is for you, man, talk about it. Because again, Tom, I think that we need more of that.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that.
Me too.
I need to ask a question real quick for this next topic. How you guys know this because you've made entries. So Spiffbo 10, Spiff Box. I know some things were different this year as far as like getting in, right? Am I wrong, right?
Yes,
You're right.
Yeah.
The great lottery.
Whoever wants to go into that can. I'm not like, so yeah, anybody. Okay, David, go ahead.
Sure. So last year, there's 300 spots. There's 300 eligibilities due to the nature of how long it takes to judge these things, and they want to give them enough attention and not just skim a thing. So it's limited to 300 with the amount of judges. Last year, those 300 spots filled up in some 40 minutes, and considering that there are authors from all over, Australia time, UK time, US time. I was looking at John's. I got to click off that. That's going to totally distract me. Sorry, John. I love you. Anyways, because it filled up in 40 minutes, that was possibly in the middle of the night for some places, and so they didn't even get a shot to get in. So the idea was that they would 24 hours gives everybody an equal opportunity to get their book in, to get their entry in, and then 300 are chosen randomly. And so that's what happened this go round. And there was a total of, I think, 595 entries, of which roughly half were cut. So essentially you flip a coin and either you're in there or you're not in there. And
so that's the term
and that
kind of been hearing.
Yeah. And regarding flipping a coin, of everybody in this image, in this video right now, who entered a book, half of us made it in. And obviously the one who did was the one and only DB Rook with Callus and Crow, which I'm super stoked for him.
Yes, that's incredible.
And there was a lot of sympathy for the ones who entered and who did not make it in too. And there's ongoing, folks looking at their books and stuff like that. And that's really cool too.
Brilliant. Yeah.
When I heard flip a coin, I needed some inside information.
Only because roughly 600 total entries, only 300 were going to live. So
that's a good way to put it. Then it wasn't like, okay, here's number 1 and here's number 600. You guys flick, let's do a random. Okay,
fight to the death.
Yeah, right.
The thing I liked that came out of this was the Spuff No. It's hard to pronounce this thing, but too many letters to remember. Spuff No. Like there was this real positive movement of people who didn't get in, who obviously disappointed because
there was a lot of competition
you want to be in.
Yeah.
But you talk about flipping a coin. The other side of that coin is, David, you said yourself, you've been getting quite a good bit more exposure on your book.
I have no complaints
than you would otherwise. And
for sure.
That's one thing I love about this indie book community we have is it does support itself. And we will support each other. So there's this amazing pile of authors in the Spoof No category that I'd speak for myself, but I'm more inclined to read their books right now than the ones that are actually in the competition. It's great.
I like to believe that the ones in the competition are going to get a ton of attention, all of them. I hope, you know, at least some attention, some shout outs and so on in the coming weeks and months.
Well, I think that's the thing. It is over the coming months. It is quite a stretched out year. Of Spiffbo. So
Spiff No may be forgotten by
right
then,
now,
as it should be, but Spiff Bo will carry on.
So it is. It's like this competition. This is the second year that I'm paying attention to it. The first year, it was like halfway done when I learned what it was, and even like catching it halfway through the process, it was extremely long. But that makes sense. Like 300 books, that's a lot. There's not as many judges as you would think. What is there? 10 judges?
10 teams or 10 judges? I don't even know how many, but they give the books. It seems like each book gets a very fair chance. This is what it seems like to me. If they make it, you know, to a certain place, then it's like,
Now, I have heard from another judge, and I won't name this judge, but this person did say it like at the very beginning when there's a pile of 300 books, you simply cannot, and this is not my words, read every word of each book. So you kind of read what you can or skim, which in my mind doesn't make any sense, because if the very first book you pick up could be the potential winner, it may not seem like that just because that's one of 300. You get the mental space, I'm saying. I don't know if that's quite as objective.
But I think that's why they separate between blogs. So because there's several blog teams, like not every judge reads every book. So you get books assigned to each blog. So that does get cut down a little bit, but there's still a lot of books.
Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, with indie fantasy, you can't even apply the first 3 chapters rule, because when you get an indie public book, that trad pub hangover doesn't apply. Like, you write the book the way you want to read it, so you don't focus on making the first 3 chapters perfect and fuck off all the rest of the book.
Mm-hmm.
You take more care to say, no, the whole book needs to be the way I want it to be. So how do you judge that sort of thing? I would not like to be one of the judging team of a competition.
I wouldn't be able to. I'm so slow of a reader.
Yeah, me too. And even like I often say, which is so true, you know, having children is very hard to read, like a physical book, which is my favorite.
It is. Yep.
It's very hard. But even let's say I didn't have children, I was just single, I was here all day. I'm still somewhat of a slow reader. I would, though, maybe one year like to judge, just to have that experience and really push myself and be analytical and learn basically as much as I could. But huge props to those who can who are judges. I know like Philip Chase is a judge. We've got, I don't know if Beth is doing it this year, Beth Tabler. Anybody know any others that are current ones this year?
I should.
So I'm assigned to Esme Weatherwax.
Oh, you know about that one for sure.
Yeah, I know.
Your
about
book
that
is in her hands.
Throw in as many Pratchett references now as you possibly can.
So you're also a judge, Daryl?
Sorry?
You're also a judge, you said?
No. Esme Weatherwax is my blog.
Yeah. Esme's a gangster.
Yeah.
Her reading speed and ability to write written reviews is off the charts.
And she's a mum, so I don't know how she fits it in at all.
No.
Huge respect.
A real nun?
Mum.
Mother.
I thought you said she's a nun.
She could also be a nun. I don't know. Maybe.
There's going to be this big rumor in book 2
nun as well. Yeah.
You know, Esme,
if you're ever watching this, leave a comment.
She's a combat nun. I'm just now learning this. I wonder if she inspired.
I heard that Esme is a combat nun.
Combat nun. Oh wow!
Didn't Stark Holborn write that book about a combat nun? Did I make that up?
No,
Red sister, bro.
That but there was Al Pacino was in this like series on Prime. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like a bunch of Jews that were getting back at like the propagandists from the Holocaust. And there was a nun. There was a nun who kicked all sorts of hell ass.
Recently, right?
Yeah, recently. A year ago, maybe. Can't remember the name of it, but it was excellent. Me and my wife need to finish it, but the beginning, at least what we saw, is really good. I mean, anything really with Al Pacino, he's a gangster from the old times.
I like Al Pacino.
Yeah, dude. Say hello to my little friend.
My little friend.
You ain't sleeping with my sister, I'll kill you, right? Dude. Takes his life. Anyway. All right. I love that. Learning, because in my head, we're doing like actual physical coin tosses, like on each live book. Streams or something. Yeah, like you guys are head versus head. Let's go through this process, all 300 spots. So I'm glad.
In the comments,
so the downside now for me in particular. So I'm in. Hurrah! Brilliant, happy. But I've not actually been judged in any shape or form yet. I've been
anxiety.
So I'm in the worst point of this.
I bet.
But why though? I understand why.
Yeah. So I can celebrate it because I got in Spiffbo and it's great, and I'm already, people are already talking about the book and it's great, and I can't fault it. But I've got no merit in it yet until I've been read and judged and passed on to the next tier or not. Mm-hmm. So now is a very strange time for me.
I can imagine.
I can't really go, hey, yeah, got in. I got in because I'm so great.
It is great. You got the chance to have exposure and you get to learn more about what people think about your book. But I was just thinking, if my book was being judged, yes, it would definitely be somewhat nerve-wracking. But then I would have to say to myself, like, what's the useless emotion, right? Worry. What the hell is it going to change? Nothing. It is what it is. I'm happy with it. That's why I published it. I stand by it. What is going to happen will happen. And that's like, there's no other outcome, right?
Yeah.
That's how I felt about entering mine.
Yeah. It's terrifying when you first put a book out. It really is. Putting out that kind of little slice of your soul for all to see. But a bit of time's gone by, and now it's like it or don't. I'm writing the next one.
I think that helps too. Like, the reason I brought it up is the anxiety. Man, anxiety can really just take lots of things from you as a person. Me personally, like happiness being the most prevalent one. So I'm glad that you touched on that, man. And I know personally people are going to love it, so I have no doubts. So good. I'm glad to kind of get the inside scoop on Spiffbox, right? That's a great name. Like the 10th year, he's been planning this for a while. He's like, I cannot wait till the 10th year. It's like year 2. I'm going to call it Spiffbox. And he's finally there.
Waiting for the X.
Well, good. Hey, man, congrats, DB, man. I think that's amazing. And then the love your book's getting, David, that's also amazing.
I agree, and I appreciate it.
Current reads. Let's go the opposite way. Actually, I'll start, and then we'll go to David. I'm punishing David today.
Perfect.
Yep. So I'm doing a reread of J.M. Miro's, which, if you've heard me talk ever about a book that's influential to me, it's this. This is the one that got me into fantasy when I was sick, and I found my love for it. That's this one. It's incredible. I highly recommend it. And if you have anything bad to say about it, don't say it to me because I'm shook. No, but it's great. It's to me. And I reached out to the publisher, and I got an arc of the second book called Bringer of Dust. So I'm super excited about that. I wrote them like they probably would have said yes to just, hey, may I have the arc and review it? But I went through like why it was important, this and that. And so again, they sent me the physical, which I wish I had right next to me. But hold on, mate. Here it is. Yeah. There it is. Bringer of Dust. But I'm rereading, so I don't miss anything. I feel like I owe it that because it's done a lot for me. It's brought me here, right? So that's what I'm reading right now is Ordinary Monsters and then Bringer of Dust.
Is it my turn?
It is.
As final time that I lift this physical book, I'm reading Callus and Crow. And to be honest, as far as everything I'm reading, this is the one that's getting my attention. I've had this the longest, and I should have already read it by now just because I'm in a freaking podcast with the author of it. I'm also, and after this one, and by the way, while I'm drafting book 2 of the sequel to V&V. So I honestly try to limit my similar genre reading while I'm doing that, just to try to minimize any kind of influence. If there's going to be an influence, I'd like it to be, I don't know. I'm weird, but I have a Tom. Is it an ARC or is it an alpha? It's a beta read, isn't it? I have a copy of Tom's book, and that's going to be one probably after I finish this. And honestly, that kind of pushed me to. There was a couple things that pushed me to get on this. A, it being my buddies. B, Spiffbo, and then C, Tom gave me something to read, and I feel like I gotta finish Daryl's. I got it first. I gotta finish Daryl's, and then I'm gonna get on Tom's book. Here's a little taste of the insanity that goes on in my reasoning. Now, as far as on the Kindle, don't go away. I want to see the cover. I want to show the cover on the freaking camera. It's a cool cover. This is also in Spiffo,
nice.
I believe. Spark of the Divine.
She's hilarious too.
I know, she seems really cool. Yeah. This cover has a lot of colors that I like. Green and blue are my favorite colors. So the freaking color leapt out at me. And this text is cool. And then I've also got I'm not paying for Audible right now. So I've got to go back through the backlog. And I discovered that I have this book that I had not yet. Oh, I did read, but I bailed on it because it's fucking complicated. This is the darkness that comes
It's
before.
great.
So I hear. And I'll also hear that it's going to scar me for freaking
it
life.
It will. He's dark, bro. Hey, so I think the biggest thing, and I didn't have this when I went in, is like you're going to learn of some very dark characters, but like they're not. For me, this is how I got. A lot of people look at it this way. It's like what they do is terrible, but I think it's him trying to show like the human side. Of course, that's what the thing is, the human experience, right? And I think he did it extraordinarily well.
Yeah. Well, I can tell it's deep, and I can tell it's got history and lore, and I can also tell he's not scared to go places. So
he don't give a shit. He's been called a bigot. He's been called, he does not
really.
Care. He knows what his mission is. So he's got interviews on YouTube if you want to watch him. He
seems really low profile, man. I don't even know what he looks like.
Blonde dude,
and it's all self-published. Is he a blonde dude with glasses? I kind of wish I didn't know that. I'd rather him to continue to be a mystery.
He's I don't know what he looks like.
Does he have a beard?
That's to be undisclosed.
Okay, that's fine. That's good. I'll determine that through reading his book. I'll determine whether or not he has a beard. Yeah, it does. I dig it.
My guy, RDD, I know your name. That's Mr. Denton. That's a wonderful thing to say. And I have to throw his book up now. Hold on. I'll probably mess up my green screen. I don't give a shit.
I did recently. I mean, about 2 weeks ago, I met with the cover artist for book 2.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
His Ragged Company. Yeah. Dude, he's got the a great audiobook with it, too. What's up, man? Thank you for
audiobook. Yeah. Alas, fast. So good. I love it.
So you've alas fast. I didn't understand what you said.
Fast.
That's a great rendition too.
Such a good character name.
Cool.
Current reads currently. Oh yes, we've all talked about. Oh no, we haven't. Tom.
Have we already held these up? Greg Contaxis. Yeah, if you like Greek myths, then this one is getting pretty Greek myth heavy. Centaurs, giants, that sort of thing. I think Greg Contaxis is an author to watch. I like his stuff. I think he's growing from book to book. His first book was perfectly decent. He did a novella. which was just brutal. So
Really?
brutal. Yeah. There's this kind of flippant character in this book and the first one, and he gets his own novella. You think it's going to be a nice, like, jovial story, and it's really not. It's terrible, but it's good. Like,
I
good
feel
terrible.
bad. You guys are the only
Good terrible.
UK slots that I have been having. Really, I mean, I have a couple, but it's so hard for me to keep a 4 o'clock interview with the kids and stuff home. So the reason I bring this up is Greg was going to come on the show, and I'd still love for him to come on the show. It just kept butting against my schedule. So if you're watching, man, I'm definitely still wanting to have you on. I hear you do wonderful work, and that's awesome. So 3 books out now. So 2 books and a novella.
Yeah. And he only published the first book last year, so I don't know how he does it. It's very impressive.
I also think the Greek aspect is unique.
Yeah. I think he's got a pretty good leg in, given he's Greek himself, but he's leaning on it, and it's working. And yeah, I think more people should read it. Reading this one, this absolute beast.
What the hell is that? Never heard of it.
Yeah, what is this?
Oh, it's that one. I'm just joking, folks.
Oh, lordy, by Mr. David List. I don't know why I'm talking like that.
Been hanging around down here in my zone.
I have to say, it's called Violence and Vigilance. It's been very violent. Not so much vigilance yet.
It's coming, I promise.
I'm remaining vigilant for the vigilance.
I love the tone that's being set right off from the rip, man. It's got a feel to it, just like Callous and Crow does. Not the same feel, but what I mean is when I'm reading that book, V&V or Callous and Crow, it's like I can feel like I'm in that surrounding. And not every single book I read is that way, like very atmospheric. V&V in particular, I feel like I'm in the middle of a desert, and there's never a good day. Things are never going to go my way, and I'm just going to have to embrace the suck right now.
Look, whenever there's an ampersand on the cover, that means it's very immersive atmosphere. That's what that ampersand means.
That's what they teach you in author school.
What was it? I'm learning. An ampersand?
Ampersand, yeah.
What's an ampersand?
That's that and that shape, that is the and. Yeah.
Did not know that was. See me, I would have never. I just said, "Oh, that's the and symbol."
Well, talking to a cover designer, you have to. There are things that you have to. And on that, I've been speaking to Felix again too. I've gotten onto the tail end of his extremely busy schedule.
He has a wait time.
He has a ridiculous wait time, but so do I in writing my book. So, Nick, what's up?
Sledge.
Nick, dude, I'm so glad you popped in, because guess what? I woke up this morning, bro, and I'm not bullshitting you. I swear to God, this happened this morning. My wife's like, I started Sledge last night. I think that's what we call your book. Just Sledge, right? We know exactly how we're talking. Well, Sledge versus Labyrinth, and I just refer to you, Nick, as Sledge. You're Sledge too, by the way. Yeah. My wife does this thing where she'll tell the Alexa to read the book to her. I'm like, when did the audiobook come out? And she's like, oh no, I just know these magic tricks that you don't.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you
can't do that with a book with crazy words in it, though. With Forvilda, Allscan, on crazy, that kind of.
The Alexa will actually explode if it tries to say Forvilda.
Melt. Smoke.
Sledge was a real unique book.
It's just well written.
Speaking of balls to the wall, dude, and fast.
Yeah.
Doesn't waste time, does it?
I told that's probably the fastest I had ever read a book. Seriously. I told him, I was like, there's no way I could have put it down, and like my eyes were forced to go faster than they normally do. I had to comprehend faster. It was just one of those books, man. So congrats, dude. Yeah, my wife's loving it, dude. Mrs. Beard and the Sledgeverse. Let's go.
She's at the bottom of the labyrinth. Like she's the final boss.
That's right. You don't want to play.
Versus the Labyrinth is one of those books where I was reading it, I thought this would be a fucking cool film.
Yes.
Do you know
And
what I
not
mean?
even like it'd be unique too.
Or even show type thing.
Yeah.
It would be very character heavy, just one character, right?
One
Like
piece to the character.
Sledge would just be that entire show, right? Like these
Some strong
situations
supporting.
happen.
Some strong support with it.
So I've not started reading Sledge yet. I do own it. Am I right in thinking it would be very reminiscent of the guy in Sin City?
Oh,
Big
Yeah.
guy. Is that a Sledge?
Yeah.
Is that Mickey Rourke?
Mickey Rourke,
Was
yeah,
Mickey Rourke.
Dude, Mickey Rourke's a gangster for sure.
Yeah.
He's getting up there in years now, though. I don't know the last film. He's done some recent ones, but yeah, he would be excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Listen,
else?
Mickey Rourke as Sledge.
Marv.
Well, that, yeah.
I was gonna say.
He doesn't look his age because of the immense amount of some surgery that's been going on his face.
Oh,
But that just
Hollywood.
adds to it.
He's wearing his Hollywood mask.
Yeah, dude.
And yeah, I said it earlier, but my current audiobook is His Ragged Company by Mr. Danton there.
Cool.
And if anything ever happens to your audiobook narrator rants, then I can say, Elias Faust, real good.
Real damn good.
I don't
It's
know.
funny.
I'm going through a proper weird Western phase at the moment. I read Cold West by Clayton Schneider, who's on your channel, Matt.
He was,
Well,
yes.
Yeah.
That was a
How-
long time.
Briefly.
House Cold West. Briefly.
Cold West was good.
It was, dude.
Good. Yeah.
In my
that's-
mind, I'm
that's
like,
good.
I need to read this, but I don't know how Western and magic is going to come together and be something I enjoy. He did
It's
it.
kind of like a weird Western portal fantasy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was the portal type that I didn't
Yeah.
think I would mash with, right?
Like,
and it
imagine like
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood going, "Do you feel lucky, punk?"
did.
Portal.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
pushed me away so far is that it's shorter, and I like big books, and I can't tell an untruth.
And he cannot lie. He likes big books and he cannot lie, is what he said.
Okay, fine, it's true.
All right, the current reads. Daryl, did you talk about? Oh, you did, right? No?
Yeah. So I've got. I'm going to hold the book up again. Ranier.
That's right.
It's worth holding up twice. Ranier is absolutely excellent. I kind of. It's difficult to explain what Ranier is. Just buy it and read it because it's everything. It's fantastic. I'm also reading The Corsair.
Nice.
I
The Corsair.
actually started.
The name eluded me.
Yeah,
Tom's
so
coming book.
I've got about maybe 30 books I've started at the minute. I'm
Great, dude.
terrible.
I have
of,
the same illness.
Yeah, so I'll try and narrow it down. I'm listening to The Hunters, David Ragg, which is so far really good. And the narrator is absolutely not who I was expecting, but really refreshing and really good, doing a really good job. I've literally just started it, but it's very good. And I've recently got an arc of a book called Riven Earth, which is by Zamar Amer, and it's got one of the best covers I've seen in years.
It does.
And it was the cover. I saw the cover, I read maybe 4 lines, and I thought, that's just got. I've just got to slide that into TBR Mountain. So that's going to be next. It just looks amazing.
When I saw the cover, I get these impulsions, like knowing how long the TBR is, and then I see a cover like that, and I'm like, I need it. Like, I need it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And like I say, the first 4 lines just went boom. You need to read me.
What's the name of it?
Riven Earth.
By Huma?
I think it's his debut. Zamar Amer.
It's I believe it's
MER. It's only on my Kindle. I can't read it. I've not got
Gotcha.
my old man specs.
yeah, I'm gonna have to check that one out.
It
So
is
See that?
during this, we're gonna I'll restart because I just blurt things out before I think of them. RPG that we started last episode. We want some feedback if you guys were able to see it. So what I'm saying is, if you'd like right now in the chat, you can throw some feedback and we'll talk a little bit about it. Or after, throw some comments in the video on YouTube. That's also great. So yeah, give us some feedback on the RPG live deal. I enjoyed it myself. I had so much fun. In fact, I can't wait to do it again. Like you may have like addicted me, right?
And we left on a cliffhanger.
Excellent.
Yeah,
we got to return.
But the thing is we were playing a game, so we weren't interacting with comments so much.
Right.
And was it entertaining? Was it not entertaining? It would be good if it was entertaining. We'll still be doing it either way, but it'd be good to know what people think. And we've got to find out what happens.
We do.
We can't just have a beard-eating monster in the wasteland unchecked.
Yeah.
We've got a responsibility.
I'm going to see if my extremely stupid character can do some damage with a golf club.
I just want to spend 90 minutes with you guys driving that,
driving that car. As long as nobody falls out of it. So long as nobody gets a critical failure and tumbles. I saw that coming before you even had it out of your mouth. I knew he was going to fall out of that truck.
I was so happy when you rolled.
Critical failure.
Oh, yeah. This is fantastic. Get in.
That was so good.
This I'm getting lost, just like the critical failure part. So I'm still new. It's funny when you guys start talking about it, how I remind myself to humble myself, because I'm like, because now I was like, yeah, I've played an RPG. What's up?
Well, you may have been getting, you might have had some people in your ear that weren't us. There may have been some people coming at you in real life from either direction, and I think, yeah, that stole your focus a little bit. When Daryl came tumbling out of that Fury Road ass car that we were in.
Speaking, that kind of nice segue. We're
it was intentional. That was deliberate.
So as we,
that would be cool.
Yes. So as we move on, give your feedback, whether it's here in the chat or as a comment in the video.
Or just go watch it. It was really cool.
Yeah, again,
it was really good.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch it, it's in the playlist called The Four Beardsmen of Bookpocalypse. I've made it very easy to find. So yeah, go check it out. Leave some comments on it, and we'll see what you guys think. While you do that, whether it's now or later, we're going to move on to there's a badass movie coming out. You guys I think we're talking about it. So I wrote movies down to talk about. What is the new Mad Max prequel coming out?
Furiosa.
Yeah.
Is it already out? Or is it very soon, if not?
May 24th. Jeez,
May 24th. That was
yesterday. I'm not a theater person, so I wouldn't have kept up with it. But I loved Fury Road.
Yeah. I miss being a theater person. I mean, I know when you guys grow up just like me, like I'm probably the last generation. I was born in 90 to really hold that high, or renting movie. I remember renting VHS tapes, man. Like that was a weekend activity that I looked forward to.
Did you rewind them before you gave them back, Matthew?
I was kind and rewind.
Be kind, rewind.
Did you ever get those adverts when you rented one or you got a VHS? You wouldn't steal a car.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Like FBI. It'll pop up FBI like don't you dare. Like
you wouldn't steal a purse.
Really good ones are those old propaganda videos about marijuana.
No.
You know,
right? The kid melts into the couch. It's like,
yeah.
What strain is that exactly? Just
like,
let me. I want to avoid that. What was that again? Where did you find it though? Absolutely indica.
He's into couch, so I think that was an indica.
It must be indica.
Yeah, there wasn't like any propaganda or like a narrative going on.
No ulterior motive whatsoever.
Yeah, when you have people madness. Like, don't smoke marijuana because you'll shoot everybody. Like, no, that's like I've heard of beating like terrible things on alcohol, right? Somebody
Bath
smokes
salts.
a pound of marijuana. No, not literally. Don't do that.
They're-
A
Just too
little bit
lazy
of weed.
to do that sort of thing.
Just eat and be happy, or
Yeah, it's very unlikely that shootings will occur.
No,
Yeah.
You'll eat a lot of crisps.
That.
too much effort.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chips will be in danger for sure.
You'll
The pantry will be
Netflix.
the one in danger.
you'll Netflix and chill so hard that you'll probably fall asleep.
Yeah.
Like Max. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Furiosa. I think I'm caught up on all the Mad Maxes, and then the last one that came out was, man, it just had that crazy feel to it. Like, what did it say? Lovely day. I was like, oh, that's the kind of chaos I need.
Witness me.
Yeah, dude.
Incredible.
That line when I saw his just crazy face, lovely day, and it's clearly not. Like, there's some terrible things going on.
I do have a T-shirt that says "Witness."
Ah,
It says "Witness."
bro, I'd wear that every time I had a show. Is it a black shirt? Tell me it's a black shirt.
It's a black and white kind of baseball sleeve.
Oh, I gotcha. I'd
It says
still wear it.
"Witness."
Yeah, I'd wear it when I'm playing a show.
Yeah.
That's
But have you
badass.
ever looked into like the history of them making that film?
No, I know it's in Australia.
It was difficult, wasn't it?
Like
Fraught
every
with
single
disaster.
car they built for purpose.
Yep.
And George Miller had one rule: it's got to be drivable and it's got to look pretty. And then that was the brief, and then we got that. This
Practical
amazing
effects.
film.
You know what I think when I see Mad Max growing up in the 90s is Tupac and Dr. Dre's California. If you remember the video.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah.
Amazing, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Had to bring that up. Shows my age.
But
We've
we
actually
said this
covered-
in the green room. Like my favorite thing about that film is when you step back and look at the plot. Is literally they drive from point A to point B. They turn around and go back again.
You could probably put the dialogue on one sheet of paper on one page on the front.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they did for Tom Hardy's character, Mad Max.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's barely any dialogue in that film.
Lots
Yeah.
of grunting, yeah.
It shows
That's
you how
great.
easily us humans mess things up. So drive here and just come straight back, and all of this happens. Like, it took true humans to mess that up. I don't remember the exact. I mean, obviously, I remember driving like in all of the Mad Max. That's where all the badass action was during, Mel Gibson hopping
Yo.
between cars, dude.
And yet the world they build with minimal dialogue and minimal plot, the world building is crazy. You got the Imogen guy or whatever. He's like, don't get too addicted to water. You'll be weak if you would get your. It's such a crazy concept.
Sounds like my
Even
football
say.
coach.
For
I'm not
real?
Only weak men and women drink water. It's like, no, like,
Whoa.
yeah, dude. I swear to you, those were his words. You're
He
weak.
wasn't in the
Drink
SEC,
water.
I'll tell you that.
No, he was a high school coach. He's no longer there.
That's a shame.
But yeah, I remember I was like, this is how you're making men of us? It's telling us that water's bad for us.
Dehydrate,
Yeah.
heat stroke.
And he meant it. I remember, if I have to say now, there was one. So out of my entire football career, I played varsity all 4 years of my high school career. And I missed, what was it? Half a practice my entire football career. And I was the biggest loser to him because
God.
the reason is I passed out. Like, she's like, dude, he's going to like heat stroke if he doesn't. The trainer said this, and we're losing because of you. You like to sit out of practices. So you can picture this guy, right? Water's bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, sorry, I dove back on some
No, that's
shenanigans.
cool. That's interesting.
Dramatic.
He
He was the antagonist of Mad
Surely-
Fury Road.
Surely that
Yeah.
guy's logic. You were being real manly because you didn't drink any water and you passed out.
Yeah,
That's man's
right.
man.
It's like,
Yeah.
Coach, I was just listening to you. I was like, I don't want to be weak, so I didn't drink no water. So,
I didn't tie my shoes either. How strong am I now, Coach?
yeah. Men don't tie their shoes. Yeah, dude, I could go into all sorts of fun stuff. We're in Southern Ohio, where it gets a little crazy, right? We're at the beginning of the Appalachian Mountains, and it is exactly the way it sounds. Anyway, so I'm excited to see Furiosa, and also a big. People probably want to shoot me for saying this. I thoroughly enjoyed both Rebel Moons. Whether it was well done or not, I can't say. Not an analytic film guy.
I enjoyed. I've not seen the second one, but
I've not seen
I
the
can
second one
see
either.
the problem with the first one. But I still enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, I mean, slow motion, pew pews. Like we've all seen this kind of stuff before. But at the end of the day, I still enjoyed it. It wasn't a terrible movie, and I'm not a film critic, so
I don't hate on anybody for what they enjoy. I wish everybody would enjoy. I wish I could enjoy The Hobbit. And my wife did watch Rebel Moon Part 2, and I gave her minimal shit about it.
he's lying. He gives her shit
No,
to
for
this
real.
day.
No, it's her. If she's
Oh
watching
yeah,
a movie
you
like
watched
that,
Rebel Moon too.
If my wife is watching sci-fi or fantasy, I'm proud of her, and I will do my best not to say a damn denigrating comment whatsoever.
I have to say, Rebel Moon, the first one was like, if it was a 7, the second one was like a 5. It wasn't better or equal on any level, but enjoyable.
So if the first one was a 2, I'm just kidding.
We're in the negatives.
I'm just a hater. I admit it that I might be a little hater.
It's all
You're
good,
just a
man.
football coach from Ohio.
Yeah, right. I'm just here in Appalachia watching science fiction. I enjoys it.
Science fiction, boy.
Fantasy? What's that? Sounds like dreaming. You sleeping?
Fantasy football?
Yeah. We talking fantasy football because then we'll talk. That's real man sport.
Because I ain't drinking water. Drink that other
I
stuff.
see you drinking water over there.
You mean out of the toilet?
Your toilet has water in it too? You ain't a man. Oh, he went there. You got a pretty mouth, boy.
What coach did you ever run?
I want to know how many authentic Southerners we have in this video or in the chat, because it feels like a lot of you guys are faking it.
I love it. So the last thing that I have on here, just for fun, is tattoos. Who has them? Who doesn't? And don't show us the dirty ones.
I was about to say, how much exposing should we get ready for here?
David, I hear. Do you have a tramp stamp?
I do the tramp step. I got one across the top of my back.
They need to stop that rumor then, because I've heard it from 2 people.
Yo, keep it going. Anything that drives interest in this direction,
I'm buying V&V. He's got a damn tramp stamp.
I got a V and V on my right above the crack of my ass, bro, and it's my wife loves it.
Not just an ampersand.
I have a couple tattoos that I can expose. One is,
yep. Is that Celtic?
well, so Simon Belmont from Castlevania has a weapon called the Vampire Slayer, or the Combat Cross. In some iterations, he has a Combat Cross. And this started off a generic cross when I was a youngster, and eventually got it freaking built out. Also, it has, and I'm not going to figure out how to try to get this up to the camera, but in the very middle of it, it's got a ruby, which is the birthstone for July, which my son Simon, who was half named after somebody in the Bible and half named after Simon Belmont, the Vampire Slayer. That's his birthstone in the middle of Simon Belmont's combat cross. One across my back. It's tribal. It's kind of lame. It says truth right in the middle on the top, but the font is not cool. I want to eventually get wings instead. We're not talking about what we want to get. That would take all freaking day.
No, if you want to throw some wants in there, go for it, brother.
I want a bat wing and I want an angel wing. I want to have the duality, the good and evil of mankind across, and the one winged angel from Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII, and then the bat wing on this side, so that there could be some chains coming off the combat cross, kind of like combating the bat wing, Dracula kind of wing. That's what I'd like.
You just hear your tattoo artist now, sir. That is not going to be.
I just slam $1,000 on the table and say, check again.
Right? Yeah, you're right.
I have a large mosaic right here. This is dedicated to Evie, who is in the forward. She's in the acknowledgments or whatever that section is in V&V, and it is her initials and then 124 for the 124 days she was with us. And then over the years, I've added flowers around it. There's a poinsettia for Christmas. There is her birth flower, which is the narcissus or daffodil, and then it's surrounded on all sides by flowers. And I won't get undressed here on the feed, or I'm going to spare everybody that. But
no, I love that, dude.
Yeah.
The last tattoo, especially, lots of wonderful symbolism.
I agree.
But you were talking about the first tattoos that you were speaking of, and I realized that when I got my first tattoos, that I did not put any thought into it, because you did. You put some thought into yours. You had inspirations, and I'm just like, I like that picture.
Well, the tribal across here feels like the least inspired thing on me.
Well, you were a 90s, right?
It
90s
was
is
a long
tribal.
time. This was early
barbed
2000s
wire.
for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. Almost barbed wire is where this is.
That's the one you don't have to look at because it's on your back. So
don't have to see. I forget it's there.
My first one was a big Celtic cross on my back, and it was a little painful. But dude, David, the chest is freaking awful.
Oh man, and there's some that were close to the nip. I could feel it in both nips, man. It was real weird.
Yeah.
It's like they became one nip.
And
now, dude, I get it. They call that the single nip theory.
They call it quantum nippling.
Quantum nippling. Yes. That's for another episode, guys, because we'll go deep into that theory.
We'll go deep in that theory for sure.
But you're right, man. There's some, you can hear it bouncing off your chest plate.
Oh gosh, yeah, it rattles your whole skeleton. You're doing this, and I'm like, before I come back here, I'm doing some push-ups before I get back in this fucking chair again.
Your cheek does this thing, and you hit the nerve.
I was yelling in the tattoo shop. I was like, fuck! Sometimes I was making a lot of noise.
And the tattoo artist is like, quit being a bitch.
He was cool. In fact, and let me take final note on this. Tattoo artist is a guy named Jason Tossi, who was an artist. I say was. He passed away a couple years ago. And then another friend of mine, Tossi is a Samoan guy, and so which is a Hawaiian sort of
rock.
Yeah. Well, so I got after Tossi died, I got a final flower on this piece, and it was I don't remember what it's called, something torch, but it's the flower for Hawaii for Tossi, just because he did every bit of it. He did this, he did this one. He did not touch the back. He was going to be the guy to do the back. Anyway. So now it's kind of a double memorial on my chest.
Yeah.
So I have a few that you can't see, a few that you can see. My wife's actually done a few of mine, which is super cool. Yeah, it's like this is all straight lines. It's a compass rose, and I love this one. Rose. She did that. This is Carpe Diem. This is Evident, but that's a cross. We've got a swallow.
That one looks fresh.
This one,
yeah.
It's just because it's all black. It's pretty old.
Very dark.
And if you're looking at it close like me, you're going to see the imperfections pretty easily.
Well, hold on. Connected device running camo.
You know what I did is I must not have plugged my damn phone. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We can hear you.
Of all the times that the camera just stopped
seriously, man, we're trying to check out his tats. He was giving us the sleeve tour.
He's whipped down the pants. He's there. Like, this one I got.
Dude, I did.
Samoan butt tattoos.
Well, it would take much too long for me to have it charge. It charges so slow when I'm trying to do this, so I'll finish it like this as long as you guys can hear me. But you guys saw the fish tattoo, like the Japanese koi fish on my left arm. Funny story, really quick about it, is I got it done here locally, and it was pretty expensive. The guy was weird as hell. And I saw a couple years later when I returned here to live that he was out of business. And my wife was in the tattoo business. And she told me what happened. Somebody contracted AIDS from his shop. And so can you imagine the worry? Yeah, dude. So first, terrible guy. Did not know this kind of stuff about him.
Actual piece of shit.
Yeah, dude, actual piece of shit. But then I'm also scared. So, everything's good, but unique story nonetheless. So I guess the rule or the piece of light to get out of that is like, do your research, people, because I didn't. Tom.
Yes, Tom.
Dang.
Let's see him.
It's so hard. He's not looking at you. It's just a USB.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
It was plugged in. I really don't know what the hell happened.
I got a few. I'm gonna get a Gandalf this year, so I've got some space. So
beautiful. Which version of Gandalf?
The gray.
What I mean is it the art from the films or something unique?
No, it's well, the guy I want to go with. He does like this really cool neo-traditional stuff, but
Okay.
real thick lines. Kind of
Like-
looks like those wood linograph sort of pictures. So he's going to do a Gandalf, I hope. God, I got a few. This is my first one. Don't know if you can see it. You got Sheena from Tales of Symphonia there.
Oh, cool.
There is Tifa from Final Fantasy VII there.
Oh, very
And that
cool.
is Sue Metal, who is the lead singer of the band Baby Metal.
Bro, Baby Metal's rad.
Yeah,
Baby
I
Metal's
know.
freaking awesome.
Jay, yeah, I got a beard tattooed under my beard. Cheers, right? This is a very, very good optical illusion tattoo. Yeah, Baby Metal is sick.
They're
Like
crazy.
J-pop and death metal. It just works. I got another serious one. That is a Butterfree from Pokemon that has the Virgo symbol. That was for Barry. We never got to meet Barry, unfortunately. So I've got a butterfly for him.
Oh,
I've got less serious tattoos though. I need to show you my leg. Are we that
Show
sort of
it, dog.
podcast? All right,
bring
okay.
it. I was gonna say,
Yeah. I am wearing
Is that
pants. don't worry.
Plankton?
is that Plankton?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Plankton's
yeah.
holding the Buster Sword.
With
From
the
Final
Buster
Fantasy.
Sword.
Yeah.
Damn, he would have this. He'd have the secret ingredient. He'd have the recipe if he had a Buster Sword.
This one, Samurai Cat, that was
Awesome.
designed by Adrian Gibson, who's the author of Mushroom Blues.
Yeah.
What a small world.
I love that, dude. I love your tattoos, man. I love the something I never really looked into was the artistic, like for instance, the Pokemon tattoo you have. I think that those are incredible.
I mean, I do like Pokemon.
Yeah, dude. Me too.
But inner bicep, that's a horrible place to get a tattoo.
It
That was
yeah.
by far the worst.
it was a female, one of my buddy's wife, and I'm sitting there. She's like in my armpit, and I am just sweating profusely.
Bro, I sweat when I get a tattoo. Bro, I make a river in that dang chair.
Yep. So she probably didn't enjoy that she had to do that. But anywho, Daryl.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got several. I've mostly got brown tattoos. So I've got this kind of thing about tattoos looking aged, and I quite like them to look as if they were quite natural.
Yeah.
So I've got, you probably can't see it very well, but I've got
Tried Yeah.
Oh,
that's
wait,
slick.
it's a USB.
so it's a USB with some Viking runes and some waves that look like fire.
Oh, that's cool.
I love that.
It's very difficult to. There we go. That's better.
There you go.
Nice.
That's very cool.
And I've got some
Yo, if you have a head
tentacles.
tattoo, I'm about to freak. Okay.
He would look
I'm trying to
badass with a head tattoo. though.
Tentacles up on the shoulder?
Tentacles that kind of go under here and kind of.
Oh, heck yeah.
there. That's another brown. The only thing that I've not got as black brown is I've got my entire spine blacked out. So talking about nerve.
Oh
nerve,
yeah.
Ooh.
that was
Yeah.
intense.
I learned that with
That's
the
all the
back
way
when I
down
got.
to my coccyx.
Oh yeah,
every,
dude.
Every vertebra in black. And
I respect anybody that knows the word coccyx. Seriously, that's the
I know.
tailbone people.
I know half of that word.
Oh Jesus.
So the funny thing about that one is that it ends in a pointy bit, and if I kind of I'm doing some manly hard labor somewhere, and my jeans are slightly down a bit, it looks like I've got a thong on.
You have a tramp stamp.
And I do
Sarah-
actually have a
Tramp stamp goes all the way up.
I do have a tramp stamp in some way.
Nah, it's still cool.
There it is.
Still
So that
cool.
that little tramp stamp was my final bit of artwork at art school, and it is an enlargement of my handprint.
Oh, cool.
There.
Whoa.
Interesting. Tell
Well-
me this.
It is. For
When
the
you were
spine
getting your.
tattoo, did you start at the top or at the bottom?
That's a good question.
The spine started at the top, so the trampy fingerprint was there first, and it went all the way down. I did go into shock after some of that, I have to admit.
Yeah, I feel like you did it the wrong way around. Get the worst one out of the way.
It was so bizarre how different parts had completely different effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my truth and so on up here, it was on my spine, but a lot of it was out here, like less on the spine. But I remember feeling a couple times where I was like, I can't tap out because he's got drawing on me. But I feel like I may have came close to tapping it. Did you ever feel like you were like, I don't know if I can do this?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This neck tentacle business was years after I'd have any tattoos, so I kind of forgot how painful it was. I had never been in a tender place
I can't
either.
imagine the neck too.
I don't think I can deal with this.
I think the easiest one I got was that one, the forearm. I didn't show this one. That was for my daughter Tilly. So Tilly apparently means glorious in battle. So I got an axe from Skyrim.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And flowers because Tilly's a girl.
Yeah,
so, yeah. That was easy.
Excellent.
That's
I barely felt that one, but
yeah,
that one was kind of unpleasant here. Like when you start approaching the wrist.
For sure. This one was simple. Yeah. That one, the one on my arm was easy peasy.
Well, I didn't expect my video to cut out, so I do apologize to you guys and the guys that are watching. But hey, things happen, right? It was plugged in. I don't get what happened. All that I really care, though, is I've had, again, and I always know that it's going to end up being just the most fun talking with you guys. It's the most freeing, natural conversation I have all week. So thanks to you guys, and you guys will come back and watch every time. And sorry, 1 second. I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. Anyway,
I want to pull up a picture of you and at least hold it up just to represent you while we're still here.
I promise to have it plugged in next time, but either way, thank you guys. It was fun like always, and for you guys that were here to watch it and who will watch the replay, thank you as well. We'll have some great topics next time as well. See you next time tonight at 8 p.m.
Django Wexler.
Yes, I'll be talking with Django Wexler.
That's going to be awesome.
About his newest book, How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. And the kids have officially said your time's up, Dad. So thank you guys again, and we will see you soon.
See you, fellas.
Everyone.
Thanks, y'all.